So you basically need a 1031 exchange person to be going into an exchange the day you go under contract.
Curious on what would you feel like the biggest frustration when it comes to the 1031 exchange or lack thereof options for business or people that are exiting that you've worked with over the years?
Yeah, we've implemented we've brought 1031 investors into our deals and through a tick structure. It tends to common, and it is a learning curve. I think the biggest pain point is the timelines. All the stars have to align to get a multifamily deal, LOI, purchase and sale agreement, due diligence, time to close, potential extension. So let's just call that, a 30-30-30 conventional. So 30 days due diligence, 30 days to close, a potential 30-day option extension. So 90 days, give or take, until you have to go begging for some sort of extension from the seller, and they'll hold you over the barrel and make you pay a bunch of money. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. So you basically have a 90-day window. The 1031 exchange is limiting. Correct me. It's 45 days to identify. Once you're in the exchange with an intermediary, you have to identify your potential property investments within 45 days, and then place that capital within 180. The identification list is a tough one. I have 90 days, but really 30 to 45 days where I need to identify where my equity sources or the bulk of it's coming from, so that I can have confidence to close. And you're talking about the exact same timeline for a 1031. So you basically need a 1031 exchange person to be going into an exchange the day you go under contract, give or take. That's tough. That is tough to do. And you have to have a big network, or you have to work with a lot of intermediaries. So there's other avenues that you specialize in that affords people the opportunity to have a little bit more flexible timeline to make sure that their funds end up in the investment that suits them.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it. We call it the shotgun wedding, right? It's like we all know the people who got married really fast, right? It may or may not work out.
Well, come on down to Vegas where I live. We're filled with that.
Exactly, right? So it's part of it. But sometimes it does work out, and it's fine. That's great. If you can find a great 1031, hey, we're the happiest for you. We love 1031 exchanges when we love the deal. But we hate 1031 exchanges when we don't love the deal, right? And that's the key. Right. Do you love that deal? Would you have bought it if it weren't for your 1031? Are you letting the tax tail wag the investment dog? Otherwise, do you want to escape the 1031 forever and go to capitalgainstaxsearch.com and use what's called a deferred sales trust? By the way, it works for businesses, primary homes, crypto, stock. So whereas the 1031 only works for investment real estate, it also works great for partnering up with people like a Branton, Blount, who's investing into value-add multifamily properties, because once the funds are in the trust, they can come in as a passive investor without having to carve out anything and make it complicated to accept the capital in Branton's perspective. So it gives you a chance to diversify within even the investment real estate world versus all of your eggs in one property going to typically one other property that's just a little bit bigger, even potentially more debt. And so go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to escape the 1031 forever. That's capitalgainstaxsolutions.com.